Hello and welcome to Reading 0365 Weekly Notes, Week 8. First, I would like to reflect briefly on the midterm. I know that some of you have not taken it, as you have until Tuesday to take it. I know originally I had said Monday, but because some of you said you couldn't do it then, so I have given you until Tuesday. Um, I want to let you know that this midterm serves kind of as a model for the final because you because the final is going to be almost the same length, and it also includes the same kind of questions, except there will be more questions because you will have studied more patterns, but other than that it's basically the same. I hope you didn't find it too challenging. I agree that the reading is a little bit long, but the questions are based on what we have studied. It's really important at this point that you can annotate a paragraph very well, that you can summarize, and you can also paraphrase. Um, I'm going to set up a question on the discussion board this week so that you can share your feelings about the midterm. I'm going to do this after everybody has already taken it. I'm also going to post some post feedback and correct answers for the midterm so you can check and see where maybe you made some mistakes. This week, I will not set up office hours to look at the midterm, but the following week, if you want to come to my office and look at your midterm, you are welcome to do that. So you can do that during week 9. This week we are starting a really important skill, which is making inferences. I know you have probably studied inferences before, but it's something that's not very easy, especially for non-native students, as when you make an inference, you can't just read an answer from the page, but you have to use your background information. I have at least 3 PowerPoints on inferences. The first one is the one that comes from the book that I always encourage you to use on Monday as you are doing the preview questions. I really hope that you're using the chapter from the book. I also have one that I have recorded with sound and one without sound that gives you an explanation of what inferences is. Let me just briefly show you the one without sound, and then you can do the one with sound if you would like. Okay, so inferences then have to do with implied main understanding implied meaning. So that is not meaning that's right in front of you, but you have to figure it out from what you're reading. So there's the literal meaning, the level presents the facts, and then inferences that has to do with motives, feelings, and judgments. You must form the answer from suggestions within the text. One of the things about inferences is that you sort of read between the lines. Suggestion requires greater writing skill, more artistic, creative, entertainer. And then you have to go beyond the printed word for insights into what is left unsaid. So we're talking here about denotative meaning, which is the specific meaning of a word, and connotative meaning, which is the feeling or emotions that are surrounding a word. So for example, if we say we have the word skinny versus slender. This is full of loaded meaning, because if you use the word skinny, it might have a negative feeling. If you use the word slender, again, that's a little bit more straightforward. So one of the things about inferences that's really important for you to know is that inference is not just based on uh, just the whimsical idea of what you think something may be, but it has to be based on facts. And then depending on the facts that you have, and depending on your background knowledge on a topic or some of the background that the reading is giving you, then you come off to sort of conclusions and you can imply things. The problem with implying is that sometimes you are concluding something that may not be what the author thought he was implying. So that's why I'm going to give you like 2 weeks to practice this very, very important skill. I would like to touch briefly on outliers. As always, I really want to encourage you to look at the model answers and the chapter summary. So again, let me show you where it is, because some of you, I think, are not doing this, and I am making sure that every week I put this here. So when you go here to um, review and summaries of outliers, go there and you're going to see that here is chapter 5 model answers and chapter 5 summary. Make sure you read those two, because the summary gives you a brief idea of what the author thought he was writing on that one, and the model answers is just answers that one of you has written that I consider to be good answers to this chapter. And I want to focus on the paraphrasing, because some of you are not paraphrasing, you seem to be summarizing. Remember that when you paraphrase, you need to include the same information. The style is what's a little different. Let's look at the paraphrase example here. It's a rags to riches story, and everywhere we've learned so far, from hockey players and software billionaires and the termites, suggest that success doesn't happen that way. Successful people don't do it alone. Where they come from matters. They're products of particular places and environments. So here I want you to see what the paraphrase looks like. So it's a rag to riches story. And then the paraphrase says, even though the story refers to a situation in which someone rises from poverty to wealth almost immediately, that's what rags to riches mean, success does not occur spontaneously. He says the story suggests that success doesn't happen that way. So success does not occur spontaneously paraphrases that very well. And we figure out throughout reading about termites, professional hockey players, and software billionaires in the book. Also, it's important to take into account the place where a person was born. Where they come from matters, that's the same. Um, and one is a product of both the place where one was born as well as the surrounding. They're products of particular places and environments. So you can see the information is the same, but the order is not quite the same and the style is not quite the same. I really want to emphasize again, paraphrasing is so important. If you continue studying and you take other regular classes like history, psychology, sociology, they're going to ask you to read something, and then in your own words you're going to need to cite what the author says. And this is what paraphrasing is about. That's why I keep emphasizing that you do that. If you're looking ahead, you're going to see that next week, week 9, we do not have a new chapter. I'm just giving you extra reading for the same chapter because of the topic of inferences, which, as I said before, it's not so easy, and so I just want to give you extra practice. And I just want to give you a heads up here. I would like you to find an article of your choice, any article that you like, and you are going to practice summarizing that article, and also you are going to have to infer something from the article. And I'm going to put a discussion where you're not going to show us the article, but you're going to summarize the article for the rest of the class, and also you're going to give us your inference. And I would also like you to give us a link to the article, so that if somebody wants to click on that and get extra practice in reading, they can do that. So again, this is not for this week, but I would like you, as you read things this week, maybe start thinking of what article you would like to share with the class. One last thing I want to tell you, this is week 9, we still have like 7 more weeks to go. I'm starting to notice that some of you are getting a little bit lenient with your homework. For example, this week, the discussion board, which was due on Friday, I had very few people, less than half of the class, participating in the discussion. as when the due date was. So I just want to remind you that you need to keep the deadlines in order to be successful in the classroom and also to be fair to everyone because everybody should read everyone's answers. Uh, I hope by now that more than half of the course is over, you kind of have the hangout of what the course is about. So there really shouldn't be a reason. At the beginning of the semester, I gave you more readings to kind of get you used to. Now you're normally doing one reading, not more. The other thing is that you need to be doing the online assignments. Not all of you are following up with the online assignments, so again, please make sure you do them. Some of you have also said that you've been having trouble with the website itself, not so much with the website, but with D2L. So if that is the case, please let me know immediately so I can fix the problem. Well, this is all that I have for this week, and I hope you guys have a great week.